So that's just a little Dorian minor groove that I cut out of that out of one of the online tracks that are at learnjazzstandards.com. Just because I thought to illustrate or to teach a few of the improvisational principles that you can use. There are certainly, I'm sure, many others that I'm not thinking about because people have been playing this tune for so long. But this is just, you know, some places to start, some of the foundational concepts that are used on this tune often. This is going to be kind of a long thing because I want to cover 4 basic ideas. I want to cover how a C major scale compares to a D Dorian groove. D Dorian is C major as a note set. They are one and the same. Number 2, I want to show you some kind of scale fragment fingerings that can work over this that are kind of more in a banjo friendly style, that are kind of, I call them, pentatonic type fragment scales, those types of things. Also, I wanted to show you, related to the key of C, how chords, triads, regular chords that you're used to seeing all the time on the banjo fingerboard, work great as improvisational concepts or as accompaniment concepts. And then last and not least, I want to cover the idea of the McCoy Tyner fourths in the key. I know I posted another video in the key of G Dorian, or in this tonal center of G Dorian, but I'll do this one in D so you can kind of see. And I'll try to use this this groove that I've created to illustrate each one of these things. Okay, on to the 4 ideas. Number 1, straight scales. Basic C major scale, D minor Dorian. I'll play a D minor Dorian scale for you, starting on the lowest string, but it is the notes within the key of C, the key of C major. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Now, if that works there, I mean, I'm just going to play Dorian, D minor. Those notes seem to work great. So here, let me start this groove, and I'll show you a little bit how that works. If D minor Dorian works, then any note within the key of C major should work. Here's a C major scale. Starting on the 5th fret on the G string. You notice I'm hanging on that B note a lot. The B note in D Dorian minor is the one that sets it apart from other minor type scales. It's what's called a natural 6, D, E, F, G, A, B. That's a natural 6, as opposed to a flatted 6, which is in other modal minors derived from major. Let me stop this for a second. All right, so again, that's just basic, linear scales. There's a lot, you can do lots of patterns, etc., which, I've taught lots and lots of video lessons on patterns and ideas to kind of change up just a scale from sounding like a scale. But the thing that is interesting is that if scales work, if the C major scale works over D minor Dorian, then why shouldn't any note or any triad or any interval in C major also work? And it does. So now I'm going to play just for fun, thirds. That's thirds in the key of C. Basically, you take the key of C and just stack it, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then go a third up, E, F, G, A, B, etc., and play thirds. You've heard this a million times. Simple. But let's do that with a Dorian groove. Now let's play full triads. A minor, E minor, Alright, so then, we've already done thirds and full triads. Well, let's just for the fun, let's just play fifths, just for fun. Kind of rock and roll-y. Okay, so that works. Again, just kind of giving you an idea of what can work. You can do sixths, which would be like the top half of, that's a C chord. From there, there's a nice sixth. Let's do just a chunk of that just for fun. It's just an upside down third. Now all those things come from the note set of C major. So I think C major when I think D Dorian. Alright, moving on to the next thing. This is just a quick little thing. One thing I forgot to say earlier is I kind of wanted to just touch on a blues scale, because blues can be used in So What, no problem. And I'll show you just a couple of little shapes that work for me. Again, we played that D minor, that Dorian scale before. Well, let's do it a little bit differently and play a blues scale. too. So now let's move that up to here. There's a D. Let's play these notes. Let's just chromatically, G to A, then chromatically, C to D, E, F, chromatically, G to A. I'm going to noodle around with just those two positions. And again, this is over D Dorian. Now this would be a much more blues type of a thing, and again, I think some of you may, your ears may acclimate to this much quicker because we play blues and bluegrass all the time. The thing about Dorian that sets it apart is it's kind of open, eerie, I don't know what you call it, lonesome kind of melancholy sound. Now blues doesn't have that, so it's nice to be able to do both. So you've got those notes. Just to toss in another one, if you're interested, we start on a D here. Then we start on a D here. Now we'll start on a D here. Kind of a little bit of a downward extension of this one down at the bottom. So let me, actually I'm not going to illustrate that. Here's the notes. Now interesting, that's got a major third in it. So it's just a few extra notes up here. So yeah. Okay, anyway, moving on. Now we're talking about what I call scale fragments or pentatonic type shapes that can work, again, back to a Dorian modal sound. These are D minor shapes, and some of them, I don't think all of them, but some of them have a natural B in them, which would again indicate Dorian. Starting at the bottom, not at the very bottom, but I'm going to start on an E note. There's got E, F on the low string, A, B on the G string, play a D, then E, F here. And then the next one that I play starts on that F, and I'm going to play is a little bit more of a stretch. And this is kind of a bridging shape, I think. It's between this and this. This one has a F, A, then B, D, then an E note, then F, A. And there's your B for your Dorian sound. Then the simple one here is really just F pentatonic. And that's that D minor sound. If you flatten that note, you get a flat 5 kind of a sound. So you can get kind of a natural 5 and a flat 5 sound in there. Start on the A, C, D, F, G, A, C. This again is like an F pentatonic. Now here's it one, as simple like this one is. This one's very simple. And you can play this a couple of different ways. Or, so that's C, D, F, A, B, C, D, B, A, F, D, C. Or you can play C, D, F, G, A. So you can either include the B or not. Or, so that's a cool shape. Now we're going to extend that one up, and it's going to bridge back into, almost into that, well, yeah, basically bridge into this first one that we did. We're going to go C, D, F, A, B, C, E. Now this has got a really nice beat. That sound is that Dorian sound, natural 9, natural 13. Now, that's good. In addition to those, just for the heck of it, play a C. I play a C major type sound arpeggio like this. Not strictly pentatonic. Pentatonic would be, and I'm playing it, or that would be pentatonic. I'm playing it with a major 7 in it, which is that B note. There's your C's. Then move that up a fourth and play it as an F. And you're going to find that those shapes work really nice with the Dorian as well. Okay, so let me go back to my thing, and I'm going to try to illustrate each one of those if I can remember all of them. Good. So there's, again, some ideas. Oops, you know what I didn't do is the C and the F. Here we go. C. So there you go. Now, I'm 20 minutes into this lesson. I'm going to try to real quickly cover the fourths used by McCoy Tyner, stacked fourths, and this is in the key of D minor Dorian. Here's your D, G, C, F. There's one, the first one. Then E, A, D, G. Now the third one has a sharp 4 in it, but it's still a fourth. F, B, E, A. Then jump up to an A, D, G, C, and B, E, A, D. So they sound like, or same thing as down here. Here's what it sounds like in the context of the groove. etc. So, and to throw in just another little wrinkle, those are the strict fourths that are stacked. When you look at them, you'll understand, if you look at the one that starts on A and the one that starts on B, and then the one that starts on D and E, you'll realize that, oh, A, well, these three notes are what start there. So this is really an extension of that, and that's the way McCoy Tyner used them. He would use all these notes in one voicing. Of course, we don't have that on 5-string banjo. The next one, you've got, and you'll notice that is this. So those two are an extension. All stacked fourths. The wrinkle comes in when you throw in that one, which is also part of the whole stack, but then when you start on this one and go up, that's the extension, and there's a major third on top. So you've got, that's the extension. So you've got one major third, and it just happens to be that, let me finish this, and here's the other one down here. You extend this, and there's your major third up there. So this F and G, that figures very much into it, so you definitely have to keep that major third on the top of the stacks. They are stacked fourths, but we're staying within a modal C major, D minor, Dorian modal concept, so that note, the B, is very important, as is the A. So anyway, that's the stacking. Each one of these stacks on the banjo has an extension. So you can see how that works. Okay? Anyway, I know this is really long. I hope you can take this, maybe download it and view it in chunks.